Okay, so let's continue our discussion on normal distribution, probability of normal distribution. So if you could still remember, I'm done discussing objective 1 and 2 last time that we conducted synchronous session. So I will discuss now objective number 3, which is find the probabilities for a normally distributed variable by transforming it into a standard normal variable. Okay, so skip ko na to, punta na tayo dito. Okay, so we will have now the application of the standard normal distribution by discussing the standardized scores. So, ano ba yung sinasabi nating standardized scores? Explain muna natin yung salitang standard. Okay? So, di ba, mahirap mag-compare ng dalawang observation na nanggaling sa mahirap mag-compare ng dalawang statistical analysis na galing sa magkaibang observation. Okay, so halimbawa, hindi mo pwedeng i-compare yung lasa ng saging at saka ng mansanas. Kasi 'di ba, iba yung nature ng saging at iba yung nature ng mansanas. So that is why you could not say na mas masarap ang saging compare sa mansanas. Even though may ibang tao na mas nasasarapan talaga sa saging kaysa sa mansanas or vice versa, mas gusto nila ang mansanas kaysa sa saging. Okay? Pero if we are talking of observation, hindi natin sila definitely maiko-compare in such a way that they possess different characteristics. So that is why para ma-compare natin yung dalawang bagay na magkaiba, we will have to set this what we call the standard. So doon manggagaling yung salitang standard. Okay? So in computing the z-scores or the standardized scores, this will be our equation. So the z here is the z-value. Then yung x yan yung value of any particular observation or measurement. Then yung mu dito, that is the mean of the distribution. Kung natatandaan nyo pa, sa normal distribution, since part pa rin ito ng normal distribution, nilalagay natin sa gitna or dun sa zero mark sa x-axis ng normal curve natin is the value of the mean, 'di ba? Wherein kaya siya normal distribution kasi it can be used if we have same value for the mean, median, and mode. Okay, so this is now the mean, this is the x value, this is now the mean, and this is now the standard deviation. Okay, so bigyan ko muna kayo na example dun sa hindi tayo pwedeng mag-compare ng dalawang magkaibang object, okay? Or hindi tayo pwedeng mag-compare ng dalawang observation galing sa ah, magkaibang analysis. Okay? So let's say, compare natin sino yung mas useful, yung score ko, halimbawa ako yung estudyante, yung score ko sa English periodical exam or yung score ng classmate ko sa same exam. Okay? So dito kukunin natin yung mean score. Pag sinabi nating mean score, that is the average ng score ng buong klase. So if the class have 30 students, so kukunin yung average na ng score ng 30 students sa English periodical exam nila. Okay? Sabihin natin na ang passing score ng exam na to ay 38. So halimbawa 46 ako, 38 yung classmates ko. So pareho naman kaming pasado, 'di ba? Kahit na sabihin mong 38 lang 'yan, pero pasado pa rin 'yan. So hindi mo pwedeng sabihin na hindi 'yan useful, 'di ba? Kasi pag kinuha yung number of percentage ng pumasa, kasama siya, 'di ba? Factor pa rin siya kung tataas or bababa yung percentage ng mga batang pumasa doon sa periodical exam na yun. Okay? So meaning magkakaroon kami ng parehong mean score, parehong standard deviation kasi isang exam lang naman yung pinag-uusapan natin. Okay? So pag nilagay ko sa normal curve yung score naming dalawa, yung mean na 40, yun yung ilalagay ko sa gitna. Tapos gamitan natin ng binigay na value ng standard deviation which is 2. So meaning, 'di ba sa normal distribution natin from the center of the curve, which is the location of the mean, median, and mode, positive tayo papunta sa right, then negative tayo papunta sa left. Kaya kung 2 ang standard deviation, 40 plus 2 will give you 42, 42 plus 2 will give you 44, 44 plus 2 will give you 46. So mag-a-add ka dito kasi nandiyan yung positive standard deviation natin. Tapos dito naman magsusubtract ka ng kung ilan yung standard deviation. So 40 ang mean, so 40 minus 2 will give you 38, 38 minus 2 will give you 36, 36 minus 2 will give you 34. Okay, tapos pwesto natin yung score naming dalawa. So dito yung 46, ito yung score ko. Then ito yung 38, ito yung score ng classmate ko. So as you can see, 'di ba, sa pwesto pa lang ng aming raw score or yung value ng x, makikita ninyo na mas malaki yung itinalon ng score ko kasi nakaabot ako sa positive 3 standard deviation. So positive, mas mataas kaysa sa negative. Samantalang siya, 'di ba, nakarating siya sa 1 standard deviation lamang. So since tatlo sa positive ang tinalo ng score ko, siya isa lang sa negative. So therefore, pwede natin sabihin na mas useful yung score ko compare sa score ng classmate ko. Even though nakapasa naman siya. Okay? Let's have another example. Let's say, titignan natin yung scores ko. Ako to ha, isang tao lang. Sa English at saka sa Math Periodical Exam. Okay? Sabihin natin na sa English ay 75 ang nakuha ko, sa Math ay 62 ang nakuha ko. Sabihin natin na lahat, both yung English at saka yung Math ay 100 points ang total. Then dahil English ito, kukunin yung average ng buong klase, average ng scores ng buong klase. Let's say sabihin natin 70. Then standard deviation for English is 5. Okay, then sa Math, ang average ng scores ng buong klase is 56, ang standard deviation ay 3. Okay, so kunin natin yung aking standardized score sa English at saka sa Math. So dito, itong equation na to ang gagamitin ko. Ayan ha, so raw score minus the mean divided by the standard deviation. So dito sa English, ang raw score ko is 75, ang mean ng klase is 70, ang standard deviation is 5. So 75 minus 70 divided by 5 will give you positive 1. Diba? So ibig sabihin, kung 1 ito, I was able to be at 1 standard deviation higher from the mean. Okay, so pag nilagay natin yan sa normal curve, diba, dito sa gitna, galing dito sa gitna, nakaisang talon ako. Okay, nakaisang talon ako ng standard deviation. Yun yung score ko sa English. Then yung score ko sa Math, okay, so raw score is 62, ang mean ng klase is 56, ang standard deviation is 3. Ayan. So, pag kinumpute natin to, 2 ang sagot. So, meaning, kung 2 ito, I was able to reach the 2 standard deviation higher from the mean. So, ibig sabihin, galing dito sa 0 mark, dalawang standard deviation ang tinalon ng score ko sa Math. So, dahil mas mataas yung tinalon ko sa standard deviation ng score ko sa Math, pwede nating sabihin na mas useful yung score ko sa Math compare sa English. Kaya dito mga anak, sa illustration na to, ayan, ito yung sinasabi natin na hindi tayo pwedeng mag-compare ng dalawang object na magkaiba. Kasi 'di ba, sabihin natin na ay mas mataas ka sa English, di mas magaling ka diyan. Ang problema kasi iba naman yung nature ng exam sa English sa nature ng Math. 'Di ba? Kaya kahit na sabihin mo na mas mataas ako sa English, mas useful pa rin. Lumalabas, using standardized score concept, lumalabas, mas useful pa rin yung score ko sa Math. Okay? So, I'll give you an example. Actual problem solving na tayo. So, let's say this is the problem. The average pag-ibig salary loan for ABC company employees is 23,000. So, if the debt is normally distributed with a standard deviation of 2,500, find the probability that the employee owes less than 18,500. So, paliwanag muna natin yung problem. So, pag kinuha yung average pag-ibig salary loan ng mga empleyado ng ABC company, ang mean ay 23,000. Okay, so i-consider daw natin na yung utang is normally distributed, kaya pwede natin gamitan ng normal distribution, wherein ang standard deviation is 2,500 pesos. Ano daw ang probability na yung mga empleyado, na yung utang ng mga empleyado is less than 18,500. Okay? So, here are the step-by-step process na pwede natin gamitin para ma-solve yung problem. Una, you have to draw the figure using the normal distribution curve and represent the area. Okay? So, again remember, ang standard deviation natin is 2,500. So, drawing tayo ng x-axis, then vertical line, then you draw the normal curve. Okay? Then sa gitna, doon natin ilalagay yung 23,000 kasi yun yung average na binigay sa problem. Then kung ang standard deviation natin is 2,500, mula kay 23,000 papunta dito sa positive at add tayo ng 2,500 sa bawat isang standard deviation. So 23K plus 25 will give you 25,500 plus 25 will give you 28K, plus 25 will give you 30,500. Nasobrahan lang to ng 0 so that is 30,500. And then sa kabila naman, sa negative standard deviation natin, 23K minus 25 will give you 20,500, minus 25 will give you 18K, minus 25 will give you 15,500. Ayan So again kung ano yung standard deviation, yun yung i-add nyo sa positive standard deviation from the mean. Then, isusubtract nyo from the mean papunta naman sa negative standard deviation. Okay? Kaya importante na alam niyo yung standard deviation. Okay? Then, pwesto natin, yung hinahanapan natin ng probability. Ang hinahanapan natin ng probability is yung 18,500. So, kung ito yung 18,000, lampas ko lang ng konti dyan. So, therefore, this is now the location. Itong line na to, ito ngayon yung location ng 18,500. So, hindi ko lang to na shade. So, ito yung shade-dan nyo dan. Itong part na to. Ito. Yan. Kasi less than di ba lahat ng number pag mula dito kay 18,500 pababa, ayan, going to left, okay, lahat yan ay mas mababa na kay 18,500. So, itong area na to, yan yung hahanapan natin ng probability. Okay? So, using the Gaussian expression, so that is probability of X that is less than 18,500. Ma'am, bakit X? Bakit hindi Z? Kasi yung 18,500 lumalabas ay raw score. Kaya siya X. Okay? So, pag na-plot nyo na yung normal distribution curve, kunin nyo na yung standardized score. Yun yung second step So, gamitin ninyo yung formula na raw score minus mean divided by the standard deviation. Okay? So, ang raw score natin, yung hinahanapan natin ng probability, which is the 18,500, minus the mean, given naman yan, which is the 23,000, divided by the standard deviation, again, given naman yan, which is 2,500. So, the answer is negative 1.8. So, hayaan nyo kung negative, isulat nyo kung negative, hindi natin kinukuha yung absolute value. Okay? Tapos, ito, third step, kukunin na natin yung area. Area ng ano, ma'am? Yung from 0, dito, di ba, natatandaan niyo yung huling diniscuss natin. From 0, yung nasa gitna ng normal distribution curve natin. Papunta doon sa nakuha nating standardized score na negative 1.8. So, from 0 going to 1.8. Kasi di ba, kung 1 ito, 2 ito, so therefore, yung kinukuhanan natin is bago mag-2 since negative 1.8 ito. So, dito natin ilalagay yung line yan. Ayan. So, yun yung kukunan natin ng area. Mula sa 0, papunta dito sa negative 1.8. So, kung ipopwesto natin yung 1.8, nandito yan, di ba? Nandito yan, somewhere here. Kasi di ba this is negative 1, this is negative 2. Negative 1.8 yan. So, bago mag-negative 2. Okay? Hindi ko lang nalagyan ng linya. So, dito. Yan So, mula sa 0, papunta dito sa line na to. Nandun si negative 1.8. Okay? So, ito yung kapareho nung tinuro ko sa inyo last time. Gagawa kayo ng Gaussian expression. Tapos, hanapin nyo sa normal distribution table yung area nung 1.8. Okay? So, Z value is less than 0 kasi 'di ba papunta dito, lahat ng value diyan ay less than 0. but greater than negative 1.8. Kasi 'di ba si negative 1.8 ay hanggang dito lang naman, hindi naman tayo lumampas dyan. So therefore, that is greater than negative 1.8. So pag tinignan natin sa normal distribution curve, ang area ng 1.8 is 0.4641. Ayan, okay? Then fourth step, kukunin na natin yung final answer. So, we're looking for the probability that the x is less than 18,500 kasi yun yung hinahanapan natin ng probability according to the problem. So, paano natin hahanapin yun? Di ba nakuha na natin yung area from 0 going to 1.8? Yun nandito, di ba? So, therefore, iyon, isusubtract lang natin, class. Okay? Yung kalahati, 'di ba? Kasi mula dito going here, that is 0.5. So subtract lang natin sa 0.5 yung nakuha nating area dito from 0 to negative 1.8. Ito 'yon, okay? So 0.5 minus 0.4641, that is 0.359. So from here, eto, dyan na natin kukunin yung probability, which is already the final answer. So meaning, the probability that the employee owes less than 18,500 in Pag-ibig salary loan is 0.0359, or that is about 3.59%. So ano ibig sabihin nito? Ibig sabihin, mga anak, yung mga empleyado ng ABC Company, almost 3.60 lang yung may utang na mas mababa sa 18,500. So meaning, kung i-interpret natin to, mas marami yung mga empleyado na mas mataas sa 18,500 ang salary loan nila sa Pag-ibig. Ayan, okay? Next. Let me have another example. Let's say yung average age of bank managers is 40 years. So average age yan ng mga bank managers. Assume the variable is normally distributed, kaya pwede natin gamitan ng normal distribution. If the standard deviation is 5 years, find the probability that the age of a randomly selected bank manager will be in the range between 35 to 46 years old. Okay? So again, first step, gawa tayo ng normal curve. So sa gitna, lalagay ko si 40, which is the average. Ayan, binanggit sa problem. Ang standard deviation natin is 5. So going to the positive is standard deviation. 40 plus 5 is 45, plus 550, plus 555. Then from the mean, which is the 40, subtract natin yung standard deviation natin na 5 years. So 40 minus 5 is 35, minus 5 is 30, minus 5 is 25. Ayan. Tapos, pwesto natin yung hinahanapan natin ng probability, which is the 35 and the 46. So, lagay ko dito si 45. So, kung 45, si 35, sorry. Kung ito ay 45, lampas ko lang ng konti. Therefore, nandito si 46. So, this is the 35 and this is the 46. Okay, so from 35 to 46, yan yung hahanapan natin ng probability. Kaya siya yung naka-shades. Ayan, okay? Then, second step, kunin natin yung dalawang z-value. Z-values ni 35 at saka z-value ni 40. So, kay 35, that is 35 minus 40 divided by 5. So, that is negative 1. Then, kay 40, that is 46 minus 40 divided by 5. So, that is positive 1.20. Again, kung negative ito, hayaan nyo lang. Hindi natin kinukuha yung absolute value. Okay? Then, katulad dun sa sample number 1, we will get now the area. Pero this time, dalawa yung area yung kukunin natin. Okay? Yung isa, yung from 0 to negative 1. Then yung isa, from 0 to positive 1.20. Kaya kung sa normal distribution, mga anak, dito yan, ito yung 0, papunta dito, yan yung negative 1. Then, from 0, di ba positive 1 ito, 1.20 to, lampas lang natin ng konti. So, this is now the 1.20. So, lumalabas, class, yung location ng 35 years old, yun din ang location ni negative 1. Then yung location ni 46 years old, yun din yung location ng ating positive 1.20. Okay? So, gawan ulit natin ang Gaussian expression. So, meaning, kukunin natin yung area mula dito sa 40 hanggang kay 35. Then, yung area din mula kay 40 hanggang kay 46 years old. Okay? So, again, that is z value is less than 0, diba? But greater than -1. Kasi 'di ba kung nandito si 0, nandito si -1, lahat ng number dito ay mas mababa na kay 0 kaya less than. Okay? Pero greater than -1. Then sa 46 naman, ayan, yung 120. So z value is greater than 0. Kasi 'di ba kung dito si 0 papunta dito, greater than na sa kanya greater than 0, pero less than 1.20. Kasi hanggang dito lang naman tayo. 'Di ba? Hindi naman tayo lumampas dyan. So, less than 1.20. Then again, titingin tayo sa table. Yung area ng 1 is 0.3413. Then, yung area ng 1.20 is 0.3849. Then, ang gagawin natin, gawa ulit ng another Gaussian expression. This time, yung between 35 to 46 na. 'Di ba? So, our value is greater than 35 but less than 46. Kasi 'di ba ang range is 35 to 46. So hindi kasama yung mas mababa sa 35, hindi din kasama yung mas mataas sa 46. Kaya this is greater than 35 but less than 46. Tapos yung nakuha nating area na dalawa, yung area from -1 to 0 at saka yung area from 0 to positive 1.20, i-add lang natin. Ayan. So, we will be able to get 72.62. So, itong 72.62, that is already the probability na yung edad ng mga bank manager is ranging from 35 to 46 years old. So, meaning, majority ng mga bank manager ay ang edad ay nasa range na 35 to 46 since this is already almost 73%. Okay? So, that's it. Thank you so much.